Ben Cummins signals time on, and we're underway at Skill Park, Rabina. It is little brother against big brother, and Minicello has the first touch of the football and is put in a dangerous position from the get-go by Thiadate. Both sides certainly fired up, and Sims is in there to make the tackle. The Titans, 2 tackles gone, they're not up to the 20-metre line yet. Harrison, they're going to go wide. Preston Campbell out to Prince. Now LaFranchi back on the angle, and they've made about 4 metres in that surge there for the Titans. They're tackled 20 out from the line. Now here's Rogers under extreme doubt, heading to this game with a hamstring problem. He's wearing the 6, but he'll play at fullback. Here's Cress Walker, who thought that he may not have played for the Titans again before heading over to England, has finally tackled. They've struggled to get 30 metres out from their own line. Now they decide to go wide. Here's Minicello. He just throws the ball back. Was it touched in flight? Preston gets a kick away. They're in an ordinary position on the football field, the Titans, because they decided to throw caution to the wind. Will they be made to pay?
We don't mind the Titans risking their hand and moving the ball to try and eat up some metres, but Preston Campbell, after he got himself into a little bit of space from the ball from Scott Prince, had to kick the ball. The pass to Minicello just wasn't on. He had to get rid of it via the kick. In the end, it was a poor one, and Brisbane inside the Titans' half.
Here's Ashton Sims playing at 42 out from the line. Carmichael Hunt running like a front row forward. Couldn't run over the top of Minicello. LaFranchi was there as well. Here's Wallace turning it inside to Parker. The defence read that well. It's the last here for the Brisbane Broncos. Lockyer and Wallace are both to the right. Parker trying to milk it. Now it comes here to Lockyer, kicking along the ground. Rogers is back there, so too is Gordon, and they are tackled in the in-goal area. The Broncos will get another repeat set.
What a great set by the Broncos, Darren Lockyer.
Injury here for Winterstein, though. Problems for the Brisbane Broncos.
Beautiful little kick from Darren Lockyer. The ball bounced in between Rogers. Gordon had to pick it up. Oh, there's Yao Yi. Yao Yi copped the boot. As he attempted to make the tackle, it was a diving Yao Yi, and the back of the boot from Gordon has caught Yao Yi in the head.
He's not well. And that would be a blow.
Absolutely full stretch there. And you can just see the heel of Gordon's boot catching Yao Yi flush on the forehead.
He's up to his haunches, which is a good sign, because you don't want to have any use an interchange like the Melbourne Storm had to on Friday night. Oh, sorry, Manly, I should say, against the Melbourne Storm, with Brent Kite being injured early, particularly a winger, because you look at their bench. Lungy said, who Alex Glenn can play on the wing.
Yeah, Alex Glenn catch slot in. He could either play in the centres for Lau moving out to the wing, but good start by the Broncos.
Prince, drop kick along the ground, nice bounce for Carmichael Hunt, who finds Nick Kenny, returns it 36 metres out from the line. The Titans under the pump early after they decided to risk it all inside their own half on the last tackle. There's an upending tackle there from LaFranchi on Ashton Sims, who's tackled 30 metres away from the line. McCulloch at acting half. It comes to Lockyer. Ball back on the inside to Hunt. He gets the pass away to Parker. Parker now to Wallace. Walker and Friend bring him to ground. Inside the 20 go the Brisbane Broncos. McCulloch goes into acting half. Here's Lockyer. Lockyer to Thiadate through the tackle of Preston Campbell. Can't get away from Atkins. They're inside the 10 now, the Brisbane Broncos. They're 6 metres away from the line. They're just hanging on here, the Titans. Now Hodges. Gordon comes off the wing to wrap the football up. Campbell's around the legs. It's the last tackle. Ordinary pass to Lockyer. He then tries to come back to the short side. He runs there into the shoulder of Yao Yi, who gets a kick away. Preston Campbell picks it up, and the Titans, they survive early pressure.
Great kick there by Yao Yi. He was under all sorts of pressure. Darren Lockyer couldn't get the kick away, but they did look likely there, the Broncos, around the middle of the ruck, back up the centre, picking up Carmichael Hunt, who will terrorise the Titans around the ruck tonight.
Well, let's see what the Titans do at the end of this set. I don't think they'll be trying to spin it wide on tackle number 5 on this occasion. They'll just want to get down the other end of the ground. Here's LaFranchi, straight at Wallace, who makes a good tackle. Parker over the top. It's the last here for the Gold Coast. Prince comes down the short side. The kick, though, is straight to Carmichael Hunt, who takes it 2 out from his own line. He looks up, and there's a wall of blue and gold jump as he runs into the shoulder of White, and Bailey and Prince is there, and they force him on his back 20 metres out from their own line. Now it's the Broncos who have to work the ball out from their own end.
Well, he picked the biggest player out, didn't he? Carmichael
He always
Hunt.
does.
Straight into White.
Here's Folau. 10 metres short of the halfway line. It comes now here to Hodges. The Titans chant goes up and he is almost through the tackle of Atkins, and he brings him to ground about 5 metres into the territory of the Gold Coast. Thaidays at acting half. Lockyer turns it inside to Sims, and he is now tackled just over the 40-metre line. That's the last here for the Brisbane Broncos. McCulloch's at acting half. Lockyer to Wallace. He gets the kick away. David Mead gets a nice bounce 10 out from his own line and is able to return it, almost gets past the tackle of Kenny. McCulloch comes there to tidy him up.
And Justin Hodges on that right-hand side then. He's up against Jordan Atkins, Preston Campbell defending out in the left too. Big challenge for those two.
Bailey plays at 10 short of the halfway line. Here's Friend out of acting half with the dummy. Now it comes to Rogers. Prince floated pass here to Walker. Opportunity here for the Gold Coast. Down the touchline goes Mead. Wallace with a high tackle will be penalised. He didn't miss him. Carmichael Hunt comes racing in. He's not been placed on report at this stage. Ben Cummins signals time off.
Anything else, Dutchy? Anything else?
Yeah, it's high contact. Very difficult for Peter Wallace, who was at full pace coming across in cover there. Mead steps on the inside. Wallace hangs the arm out.
I think he's going to be placed on report. Initially, the touch judge didn't want him to, but I think they've got the word from Paul Simpkins to place this man, Peter Wallace, on report.
Peter, it is high. We're going to put on report. We're going to put on report.
I suppose the officials were a bit unsure whether it bounced off the shoulder. It definitely, once it was seen by our video ref, Paul Simpkins, the initial contact was with the head.
Scott Prince was looking towards the goalpost to try and fudge the fact that he was thinking about taking the two, but the Broncos weren't being filled for a moment. He's now Friend will take the tap 18 metres out from the line. Here come the Titans. LaFranchi through the tackle of Parker, but can't get away from Taylor. Now it comes to Prince. Ball back on the inside to White, and he's tackled 5 metres away from the line. This would be a terrific fillip for the Titans if they can score first time down here. Ordinary play the ball. Friend had little option but to take the tackle there of McCulloch. He's 9 metres away from the line. Harrison at acting half. It goes here to Rogers. Preston's there with him. Campbell puts the foot down, rolls over and scores the try. He was re-signed during the week for a further 2 years, and one of the most popular players ever to play on the Gold Coast has got the first try of the game, although we are going to check upstairs, but I think that was momentum. Greg Alexander, your thoughts?
Oh, no worries about that. He's a little master. Preston Campbell, little dummy. It was a low tackle there by Israel Folau, but Preston Campbell slides on his back and gets close enough to the in-goal area just to reach out behind and over the top of his head to plant that one down. I've got no problems about that. Kept the arm up in the air. There it is.
Oh, did he drop it there at the end?
No, I don't think so.
Did he drop it at the end? On fast motion, it looks fine, but I wonder whether Paul Simpkins will have another look at that. He's not going to. They're going to award the try, and there it is to Preston Campbell. He gets the first points of this match, and the Gold Coast lead by 4 points to 0. They survived a couple of sets back-to-back from the Broncos. First opportunity down the other end, they score.
They do, and they had plenty of room to do it. Brisbane a little bit slow off their line. The defence there looking, watching. And by the time Preston, he backs himself, Preston. If there's half a gap there, Preston Campbell will take it. Just a little dummy enough. Look, Folau had him, but the fact that he had to make a low tackle allowed Preston to do exactly what he did there, just stretch out. There's no drama about that. You were going to say he bounced that. You were just about to say, I think he's bounced it.
Well, he might have.
I don't think he did.
It was a little bit too soft, though, the Broncos' goal line defence there.
Well, even after a couple of ordinary play the balls, the Broncos were still on their heels.
Here comes Scotty Prince, 9 metres in from this western touchline. 19 metres out this to make it 6 points to 0, and the perfect start for the Gold Coast Titans. They lead by 6 points to 0. We've had 7 minutes of play. They risked their arm early. They paid the price back-to-back. Here it is again. What do you reckon?
No.
No, his right hand was on it.
It stays on the ball.
Sweet as a currant bun.
There we go.
Bit of a worry, though.
The slow motion did make it look like it left his hand a little bit, but we know all about that. Separation.
Bit of a worry, though, how easily the Titans were able to get across the line. As you mentioned, on the back of a couple of ordinary play, there was one in particular from Matthew White, the Broncos defence.
So it wasn't as if the Gold Coast Titans were just rolling them over. The Broncos were still slow to get off their defensive line. Preston Campbell had an age there to throw the dummy and get through that little hole.
Let's see what they do on this set towards the end of it. In the first set, they couldn't get past the 30-metre line. Since then, they've been able to pick up plenty of metres over the top. Ashton Sims in a great shot. Harrison did well to hang on to the football. His friend out of acting half, almost through the tackle of Parker, who holds on and brings him to ground. 40 metres away from the line. It's the last tackle here. Now it comes to Prince, who kicks over the head of Hunt. Yao Yi is back there. Will it go over the dead ball on? It does. Seem to be chasing that rather strangely, Yao Yi. And he's running a little bit more freely now. But a nice set after scoring points for the Gold Coast.
Yeah, well, they get down this end of the field. The quick tap taken, but our referee wants it pulled up. Ashley Klein now blows time on Dave Taylor.
On his first hit up of the game so far, David Taylor, only after 8.5 minutes. Now Carmichael Hunt. 8 metres short of the halfway line. Here's Hodges, always dangerous out of acting half. He links up with Lockyer around Rogers. Now back to Wallace, and the Broncos have hit back with a try to McCulloch. But it was that man, Justin Hodges, who started it all straight up the middle of the ruck. And that was too easy, and the Broncos hit straight back.
Oh, what about that? What about some of the passes there? Darren Lockyer picking up Peter Wallace. Wallace, what a clever pass, but as you said, all started Justin Hodges, a big right foot step, flicked out the back to Darren Lockyer. He swerves, finds Peter Wallace. That's a great one-handed pass there. Peter Wallace almost looked like he was going to get home. Just flicked it out the back to McCulloch. Justin Hodges, such a handful when he runs the ball from dummy half. Lockyer in and around, tackled by Rogers. Beautiful ball there to Peter Wallace, and then the little flick onto McCulloch. He might have got there, Wallace, but he made sure of it by flicking it out to Andrew McCulloch. Terrific work and support play by Darren Lockyer. Up the middle of the ruck again, the Brisbane Broncos, where they worried the Titans early in the match.
The Broncos' goal line defence was a bit dusty, considering the first try to Preston Campbell. That was awful defending around the middle of the ruck there from the Brisbane Broncos. If Justin Hodges goes into acting half, he's not going to be a passer, he's going to be a runner. Corey Parker from right in front will have us all level here at Robina. He does. It is 6 points apiece. The Brisbane Broncos hit straight back.
Well, I'm sure they know Justin Hodges is going to run the ball. It's how you handle his step. And Mark Minicello, the Gold Coast player that was beaten, moved up too fast on the outside. That allowed Hodges to get the lazy one on the inside. That's what he's looking for. If you offer a straight line to Justin Hodges, you make it hard for him. Minicello out of the line, and Hodges steps on the inside and catches a lazy defender out.
So Rogers back at the centre of the halfway line, gets us underway again. And it was a tough one to take, and Yao Yi comes off his goal line to do well and bring it back about 15 metres out from his own line. White and Bailey there to make the tackle. Here's side, a terrific run after a good play the ball from Yao Yi. He plays it back to McCulloch. Here's Hunt, who falls as he comes to the tackle there of Matthew White. 35 out from their own line here. The Broncos certainly picking it up. A 40-20 attempt, and it is a 40-20 from Peter Wallace. He went early, and they've got themselves a 40-20 here, the Brisbane Broncos.
Kick on tackle 3 from Peter Wallace. Hooked it beautifully. Look at the angle. It was always going to head left. Judged it to perfection. It bounces just inside the 20. High fives all around for Peter Wallace. And the Broncos back on the attack.
Well, how games can change in an instant. The Titans would have been happy with their set after scoring points. And from that set, the Broncos, a 20-minute tap, they've scored. Now a 40-20. Hodges away from Rogers, but not from Atkins. and Brisbane are 15 metres away and about to go back to back. They've got the momentum at the moment. Wallace to Sims, who runs there at Bailey, who makes the tackle 12 metres away from the goal line. He's about 23 in from the eastern touchline. It comes here to Wallace. Parker on the inside, he doesn't go to him. Hunt, there a chance here. Falau's dropped it into the hands here of Mead, but he can't get away from the tackle of Winterstein. Somehow the Titans survive. They missed an opportunity there, Brisbane.
Yeah, they did. Israel Folau. Dave Taylor also lurking out on the left-hand side, where he's caused all sorts of problems over the last couple of weeks for the sides the Broncos have been up against. Folau, the ball just behind him.
Here's Friend up towards the halfway line. His tackle just shy of the mark. Rogers gives it there to Prince, and he kicks down to Yao Yi, who is a couple of metres away from his goal line. Up towards the 20, and Friend and White are there to make the tackle. Another quick play. The ball here from Yao Yi means that Winterstein has a little bit of space in front of him, but Friend comes up with another tackle. The Titans hooker plays the ball back here to Folau. He picks up a few metres. Harrison around the legs. Bailey was over the top, 12 short of the halfway line. Kenny overran the pass from McCulloch, and Kenny was put on his backside without the football.
Ashley, don't crowd. Don't crowd the ruck.
And the penalty here for taking out Kenny when he wasn't in possession of the football. Well, there was nothing really in that.
No, there wasn't.
Interference. He couldn't pass the ball because he'd overrun it.
No, Nick Kenny held his line, as did Ashley Harrison. Ashley Harrison didn't move off his line to take Nick Kenny. They both just collided. That is a collision that happens sometimes in rugby league.
Well, that's a soft penalty in the semi-final. And now Wallace will find touch. 10 metres into Titans territory. We saw what happened with the first penalty of the game. The Titans scored on the back of it. Can Brisbane score on the back of this? Kenny will play it. Just inside the 40-metre line. Here's Parker. Minicello around the legs. Bailey over the top. That's the 30-metre line he's playing it on now. Cuts out Sims to go to Lockyer. Short ball for Thaiday. 20 metres away from the line, the Broncos. Hodges to Lockyer. Back down the short side. Trying to catch the Titans defence lazy. And Hodges, he's such a hard man to bring to ground, and they can't do it. Prince holds him up a couple of metres away from the line. Now Lockyer. Here's Wallace back on the inside to Kenny. The ball wrapped up over the top there by Bailey. Harrison was around the legs. It's the last tackle here for the Broncos. Wallace to the wing of Mead. Here comes Folau, who leaps high. And how often does he does it, Israel Folau? It's like shelling peas. He can't be stopped, and the Broncos lead by 10 points to 6.
Yeah, well, you know, Israel Folau will score as long as you put the ball in the required spot. Peter Wallace did just that. No one's going to stop it. Should have passed it. I thought he'd blown it there. Chris Walker well up. A pass would have beaten all the Gold Coast players and had the Broncos on the outside, but they didn't need it in the end. Wallace, pinpoint kick. Chris Walker well out of position. Thought that they might have run the ball, rushed up, and it was always going to be Folau winning that battle. David Mead standing his ground. It's just one of those things that you can't defend against.
Well, is the first line of defence not to try and catch it but just bat it away? Would that be easier than trying to catch it when that man is steaming down at you?
Well, if you're thinking that more than likely he will catch the ball, well, I suppose the best option is to just do anything you can to stop him catching. Try and put him off instead of you trying to catch the ball and hoping that he comes up with a mistake out of it. Because the size of him just makes it almost impossible if he is running to the target and you're standing still.
50 career tries for Israel Folau. That is his 8th try in 4 games against the Titans. He scored 4 tries the last time these two teams met. And here is Parker from the touchline. He adds the extra 2 with a magnificent conversion. Corey Parker, the Brisbane Broncos, who trailed by 6 after 7 minutes, now lead by 6 after 17.
Well, they've turned this around quickly, haven't they, Brisbane? In their first attempt in good field position, the Titans were able to come up with points. Brisbane have answered emphatically.
Just get a step back for a second, mate.
Here's the restart from Rogers. It bounces and then goes over the dead ball line. What were the Broncos thinking? Carmichael Hunt turned around. There was no one behind him.
Well, I don't know why Carmichael Hunt rushed forward to the ball. And I don't know why, with the way players kick the ball these days, why players who are the catchers, the designated catchers, aren't standing on the dead ball line so they can come forward.
If he stood on the dead ball line and just touched it, it was a penalty in the centre of the halfway line because it was very close to going over the dead ball line on the full. Here come the Titans. They haven't seen much football in this game. A lot of the possession has been with Brisbane. Their leaders on the back of that 60-40 possession count. Most of that in the last 10 minutes. The Titans, now, last time they were down here, they scored. Can they do it again? Here's Minicello. 25 metres away from the line. Prince, Harrison, short ball. Parker there to make the tackle. Over the top was Wallace. Friend at acting half. Now here's Prince. Turns the ball back on the inside to Minicello. Great shot over the top from Sims. 10 metres out from the line. He didn't like that, Minicello. Now here's Prince with the kick. Well taken there by Hodges. Did he lose it forward? No, the referee said it was well taken right on the goal line. Terrific run here from Yao Yi as well.
That can't be understated either, how Yao Yi and Winterstein and Carmichael Hunt have started the Broncos sets off the back of kicks. They're getting them out of trouble. Quick, smart.
Some good defence there from the Titans. Minicello involved. Brad Myers is on. Matthew White is off for the Titans. There's a solid shot on Kenny LaFranchi, leading the way with Grizzly Adams over the top. Myers with the tackle as well, straight on the field. Now here's McCulloch looking for another 40-20. It's going towards the touchline, but Rogers has it covered. Terrific kick from inside his 30 from the hooker. And now Rogers away from Thaiday through the tackle of Wallace. Links here with Mead, and he runs into Ashton Sims, who says, hello, David.
He's a great broken field runner, isn't he, Matty Rogers? And still able to pick Mead up coming down the centre. Good start to their set. Ashley Harrison just shy of the halfway.
Good start to the set. What about the start of the game? 20 minutes gone, it's been a ripper.
That was a terrific kick from McCulloch. Lockyer under all sorts of pressure. The dummy half jumped out and found some space.
Oh, they were up on Prince. They could see what was coming. Thaiday and Lockyer straight away. Scotty Prince trying to get a penalty there. Now here's Preston Campbell across field, looking to link with someone. He almost created something out of nothing again, Preston.
He is an excitement machine, Preston.
And another couple of years still to come. Now Prince, awful pass from Harrison. Gets the kick away. It's a tough one too. He's got to come forward. Couldn't get a hand to it, could the wing three-quarter Gordon. And who else is there to tidy up for Darren Lockyer?
It was an awkward one for both teams there. I'm sure Yao Yi, he really didn't want to make a play at that and give the Titans another set of 6. The floater fooled all of them.
There's Carmichael Hunt hitting a solid tackle, looking for a quick play. The ball, McCulloch now gives it to Kenny, who takes it forward. Nick Kenny has worked hard in the first few stages. 6 hit-ups for Nick Kenny, 5 short of the halfway line. Now Wallace from outside the 40. Rogers has it covered, got a hand to it, went backwards. 10 out from his own line. The chase has got to be good on this occasion. He runs at Wallace, who is there with assistance from Corey Parker. They make the tackle. 22 out from the Titans line. Has there been a break at all in the first 21 minutes of play? Lungy Sedu is on for Ashton Sims, who's been terrific starting the game. Selected on the bench, Ashton Sims was given a start, and he has a rest with 9 tackles and 4 hit-ups, and all those 9 tackles have counted. Here's Myers, 10 short of the halfway line. Playing it for the Titans, 20 in from the far touchline. Now Bailey takes it forward, and Lungy Sedu is there to make the tackle with David Taylor. It's the last here for the Gold Coast. Prince will kick from just inside his own half. Winterstein is back there on his goal line. The chase is pretty good here from the Titans. The kicker leads the way. And Nathan Friend, who normally would be the smallest player on the field, but not with Preston out there, comes up with a huge tackle. Yao Yi now. What about this one from the number 9? Under the ribcage.
Winterstein isn't big enough. Normally, he is picking on the biggest player on the field to try and bring off a tackle like that, but a great chase by the hooker. A couple of good runs there. Hodges and Hunt get it out to halfway.
Another tackle there by Friend and Bailey. They have worked tirelessly in the first 20-odd minutes of play. Now Wallace dumbing there to Taylor. They're up on David Taylor very quickly, giving him no room to move. And so the tackle is taken there by Wallace. Nathan Friend's just about out on his feet. Now here's the kick from Lockyer. It's near the touchline. Is it out on the full? It's taken there by Taylor, who went tippy-toe, but he put his foot on the touchline. I think that was pretty good play from Matt Rogers. He knew if he played at the football, he was straight into touch. And he thought, well, if it's not going to go into touch, I'll nail the Bronco who catches it.
Well, I'm sure his heart was in his mouth at some stage there. It probably was smart play by Matty Rogers. The only way you were heading, if you did catch that ball, was where David Taylor ended up, and that was out. So the Titans able to pick this one up.
The pass from Harrison has fallen here for Jordan Atkins. This could be a miracle try. They're away, the Titans. He's got the fullback to beat, but you don't beat Carmichael Hunt, who's now tackled him 38 metres out from the Broncos line. Corey Parker is offside, but the referee says play on. It now comes to Prince. Well, what about the luck there for the Gold Coast Titans? Now he blows the penalty for the Broncos never being onside. Ashley Klein says they were never back, and Corey Parker, there's the break here. Hodges, he must have thought what was going on there. I'm going to score here. And then Atkins just couldn't link with Gordon.
No, he couldn't. Yeah, you did a great job to get in between Atkins and Kevin Gordon. Gordon, an absolute flyer, but yeah, Yee chased him down and got in between those two Gold Coast players to prevent a try.
Here's LaFranchi taking it forward. He's 10 metres, now 8 metres away from the goal line. Over the top comes Corey Parker. 5 metres out from the line. Friend, quick hands, Walker. Down the touchline, they score. David Mead. The Titans have worked the short side very well. Peter Wallace injured in black pay as well for the Broncos, but David Mead got the tap on from Chris Walker, and the Titans are back.
Well, I'm sure Chris Walker was wondering if he was going to play any more football for the Titans. 8 weeks he hasn't been in the top grade. That is a piece of class. That's a piece of class there from Chris Walker to supply Mead with the ball. Great awareness from Friend out of dummy half. He attracts Folau. Winterstein not sure who to take. He had 2-on-1. And Chris Walker supplies, well, an easy one for David Mead. The catch and put down. A little bit of luck for the Titans. Jordan Atkins picking up that loose ball.
Peter Wallace is in some trouble in back play for the Brisbane Broncos on his haunches. We saw in the replay, he was slow to his feet. He's okay now, but what about Nathan Friend? 14 tackles, 3 hit-ups. Luke Bailey, 18 tackles, 5 hit-ups. And his work out of acting half was also critical there to create the 3-on-2 overlap. Here's Prince. This to level it up. We thought it would be an exciting game, but what about this first half? There's still 15 to go to half-time. It was a bit of a blowout on Friday night, but at the moment, this is a thriller at Skilled Park. Prince, he can't be any closer to the touchline. Taking his time. That shows you how difficult this kick is. He struck it well. He struck it magnificently. It hit the upright. That's how close it was to being a wonderful kick, but the Broncos lead by 2.
Well, the game is being played at such a pace that both defences are susceptible around the ruck and out wide. The team that controls the ball gets through their sets. There's no doubt there's going to be plenty of opportunities to run in 4-pointers.
There's Parker with a restart. Preston Campbell takes it. Now Henderson returns the football. He is on for the Gold Coast Titans. His first touch of the football. And you mentioned completions, Greg. 11 from 11, the Titans, which is terrific in a semi-final.
Yeah, Broncos not doing poorly either. 9 from 12. And I think that's why both sets are really struggling. They're out in their feet around the rucks. Tony Carroll on the field, making sure of that one there, slowing things down.
Scotty Prince referred to him at one stage during the year, the fat real estate salesman. Tony Carroll reminding the Titans that he is back playing as well as selling the real estate. The kick there straight to Winterstein now, who runs at Friend, who doesn't miss too many tackles, 1-on-1. And Henderson was there to make the tackle as well. Yagi, 12 short of the halfway line. Myers there to make the tackle. Hunt up towards the halfway line. Here's McCulloch out of acting half. Wallace. Here's Taylor through the tackle of Campbell. Walker is there with LaFranchi to bring him to ground. 13 minutes out from half-time. 2 tackles left in the set here for Brisbane as Taylor finally gets to his feet. Now it comes from Wallace to Lockyer. Ball back on the inside to Sedu. Offload back here to Lockyer. Lockyer, Friday running through. No obstruction there. The crowd didn't like it. But the referee's made the correct call. Lockyer tackled by Brad Myers. And now it comes to Wallace. The ball high in the air. Mead under pressure. Walker has been pushed out of the way. Mead has dropped it, and it's fallen straight into the hands of Israel Folau, who scores tries against the Gold Coast Titans like it's just Christmas. Was there an obstruction? Was there a push in the back? But David Mead has just dropped it cold.
Well, if anything, if you were going to look at the push in the back, Chris Walker runs off his line to get in the road of Israel Folau. There he is, then he steps in front of him. There's absolutely no drama with that. He had a clean take at it, David Mead. And that will be a try to the Broncos. Chris Walker did his best to keep Folau away from the ball. David Mead with no one in sight. Not a Bronco near him.
I don't know why we're checking the put down. There's nothing wrong with that, surely. You can shoulder out of the way, but you can't push someone in the back like that.
Oh. Well, Chris Walker's moved off his line to get in front of Israel Folau. There's a penalty.
Well, but his eyes are on the football. Here it is again. He's not looking at Folau. Yeah. I think it's going to be a penalty.
See, I think Walker's run off his line to get in front of Israel Folau. I think he's entitled to do that if a bloke steps in front of him. And there's no doubt that Chris Walker stepped in front of him at the last minute, at that crucial second.
He's going to continue on to check the grounding here, Paul Simpkins, which suggests that it may be a try. Look, I'm not complaining if it is awarded a try. What you're saying has balance, but I think it. I know you're not be penalised.
I know you're not allowed to push anyone, but
there's the decision.
Chris Walker should be penalised for running off his line and trying to take out Israel Folau.
I've already written down try. Benefit of the doubt, try to the Brisbane Broncos. Israel Folau gets himself another against the Titans, and they extend the lead, the Broncos, and it's soon to be 8.
Well, a little bit of luck involved in that too. Onside was no problem. He dispatches Chris Walker.
It
was a hit. Well, Mead had no one in front of him. No one was really pressuring. Winterstein was the nearest one there, but he was a good couple of yards away. Had a clean catch at the football.
So that's their first incomplete set of the night, the Titans, and it's led to a try. From right in front, Corey Parker to make it 8 points. The biggest lead of the game so far, 11 and a half out from half-time. And there it is, 3 from 3 for Corey Parker, and 18 points to 10. Brisbane over the Gold Coast. The next try is critical.
Well, the next try has to be scored by the Titans. If the Broncos can run in another one before half-time, they'd be feeling pretty good. Johnny Cartwright there, hands across his face. He knows his young winger, who's been outstanding this year. Both young wingers should have taken that
This
one.
is over the dead ball on the full. Is that almost? I think if Lockyer let that go, it was very close, but he was back there to take it. Rogers really struck it sweetly, and Carroll brings it forward. Now here's Friday, the head rock back by Nathan Friend. How does he do it? You sit there shaking your head, Greg Alexander.
He put a shot on Nathan Friend. To his credit, Thaiday kept going. Good offload by Langi Sedru there.
Now here's Taylor. Was that a strip? 2 in the tackle? It was. A penalty. Scotty Prince can't believe it.
Work, mate, work.
There certainly were hands in there.
Well, I don't know if Scott Prince knocked it out of his hands or whether Scott Prince just pulled one of his arms away, which saw the ball spit forward. Anyway, the Broncos get the penalty.
There's an argument for that. Wallace now here to Setu. Runs at Friend again, who makes the tackle with Henderson and LaFranchi. Here's Lockyer. Critical time here for the Gold Coast as Corey Parker is tackled. 35 metres out from the Titans line. Now Wallace runs at Friend again, who makes another terrific tackle. Harrison's there with him also. 30 metres out from the line, Wallace plays it. Now it comes to Lockyer, thigh day of Preston Campbell. Straight over him, straight over the tackle of Minicello as well. Tied it up by Henderson, and Preston comes again. Now here's Hodges across field, looking to link with someone. Friend is there to make the tackle, but not before he gets it away to McCulloch. And he's tackled by LaFranchi, 15 metres away from the line. It's the last tackle here for the Brisbane Broncos. Important tackle here for the Titans. Lockyer kicking. Rogers has it covered, but he's forced back in the in-goal area. There was nothing he could do. And look how many Broncos are there to make the tackle.
No, they stacked the left-hand side. I thought Darren Lockyer was just going to put a little chip up for Israel Folau. I don't know why you wouldn't. I'd be kicking to Folau every time we got down here if I was a Bronco. Almost as good. He puts it on the ground and they drive Rogers back into the in-goal area. And a great opportunity to add to the 18 points they've scored already. 8.5 minutes before half-time.
The second goal line dropout here for the Titans. It's a good one here from Prince, and it's going to be Tony Carroll who returns the football. He falls as he comes to Henderson. And Michael Henderson was lucky there that Tony Carroll didn't fall into that leg that was broken of Henderson's a couple of years back.
Oh, don't say that.
Well, that's how, it's funny how that happens, isn't it? Setu plays it. Here's Wallace. Taylor runs at Prince, who does well to wrap up the big man so he can't offload the football. 13 metres away from the goal line here, the Broncos. Lockyer, a chance to blow this game right open, Brisbane. The kick from Hunt. Winterstein charges through, and what a season Antonio Winterstein has had. And Carmichael Hunt boots a ball, and the Broncos, in fact it's Yao Yi, I should say, who scores the try, and the Brisbane Broncos have blown the game wide open.
Well, they haven't used their little pet play, Carmichael Hunt, out the back yet. But how successful was it the first time they do? Darren Lockyer, dummy to the lead runner, out to Carmichael Hunt. That gave Hunt enough space to go to the defensive line and put the Gold Coast Titans under some pressure by bringing the winger Kevin Gordon up. Kevin Gordon had to stay in the line. He couldn't drop back to cover the kick because the pass was also on. The kick was perfect from Carmichael Hunt, and Yao Yi slammed it down. Just what the Titans didn't want, but off the back of some great pressure from the Broncos, a repeat set, the good tackle of Rogers in the in-goal area has set it all up.
It's been a clinical performance so far for the Broncos on the back of 60% possession. And since that drop from Mood that led to the try, the Titans haven't barely touched the football. They haven't really been in the game since they scored to make it 12-10. Every time they score, the Broncos seem to lift it here. On the two occasions it's happened. Here's Parker. 25 out, 5 in from the far touchline. He hasn't missed yet tonight. That's the first miss. But it's still 2 converted tries the difference. If it was critical for the Titans to score next, it's the game if they don't on this occasion.
Yeah, lovely work play there. Sam Thaiday, who's seen plenty of the ball off Darren Lockyer so far in this first half. He runs the decoy out the back to Carmichael Hunt, who got the kick absolutely spot on. And they've kept the crowd out of it for the last 15 minutes, the Broncos.
It's the second week in a row that the Titans have conceded 22 points in the first half. Of course, against Manly last week, they only could score 4 for the whole game. You just can't give teams at this time of the season, when you're playing against quality, 60% possession.
No, but the Gold Coast have done well for the possession they have had. Only one incomplete set. And the Broncos,
the drop kick.
And the Broncos have only got through 2 more completed sets than the Gold Coast Titans. So they're not doing that poorly, and you can't compare this effort that they've put in here to what they did at Brookvale Oval last Saturday night. They just weren't there for that one.
They need this home crowd to get behind them, the Titans. And some points before half-time would certainly be a fillip as well. Atkins.
You just wonder if the Broncos do get good field position again, whether Darren Lockyer or Peter Wallace decide to knock over the 1 point if they get a chance before the 40 minutes is up.
Henderson plays it. There's Friend. Now to Prince. Short ball, Walker. Very flat.
Did well to hang on to it in the end, Walker.
He did well. Here's LaFranchi. 4 minutes out from half-time. Awful play the ball. Was it a play the ball?
No, and the referee saw that and neither blew a whistle. That was a shocking play the ball. Eh?
Preston Campbell checked on his run there by Darren Lockyer.
But
now they concede a penalty.
It wasn't even a play the ball.
Sam Tagatese is on for the Gold Coast. There he is. And just getting a little bit ragged here. Well, he milked that one. Yeah, yeah.
You know what? He did. But I think Ben Cummins realised what a blue he made in the LaFranchi play the ball and thought, well, here's an opportunity. Here's an opportunity because I missed that one. The Broncos deserve the ball.
A bit further down the field. And here's the game in the balance here for the Gold Coast. 3.5 out from half-time. 12 points is manageable. I'm not sure that 18 would be. And will they look for a drop goal? Are they working for it? Tony Carroll. They're staying towards the centre of the field. McCulloch couldn't pass to Wallace because he was in front of him. 2 tackles left in the set. Lockyer's wide left. It comes to him. It comes to Taylor. Chris Walker can't make the tackle. Prince can't either. Down the touchline for Lau. Over the top to Lockyer with the one-handed take. And the Brisbane Broncos have gone crash, bang, wallop and may have sealed the game before half-time.
Well, don't worry about the 1 point. They didn't need it. The Gold Coast Titans had been doing a pretty good job on Dave Taylor, but it was a good ball by Lockyer, good early ball, and just let Dave Taylor cause some damage. Folau did a great job. He was running out, flicked it over the back of his shoulder. Darren Lockyer, the master, the captain, in his 31st finals appearance, scores a beauty. What a terrific ball from Taylor to Folau, and Folau did some great work in limited space there. Had to get the ball on the inside pretty quick with the cover defence coming across, and Lockyer was able to just tap it up in the air just to control it and get it on the second attempt.
A wonderful take. It was on the back of that penalty to get them out of their own end to the Broncos. And 26 points to 10. This is really going to test the mettle of the Gold Coast Titans. Are they good enough? Was last week a hiccup, or do last week's demons come back and haunt them now? What will happen at half-time? What can John Cartwright say? He would be hoping the possession turns around. Here's Parker. Strikes it pretty well, just inside the left-hand upright, and it is 18 points the difference. It seemed a matter of moments ago. It was 12-10.
Hasn't had much early ball tonight, but there he is, pushing Chris Walker off, holding Scotty Prince at bay enough to get the pass away to Israel Folau, who got rid of the ball pretty quickly and needed to. Dangerous duo, Folau and Dave Taylor on this left-hand side.
Here's Tony Carroll. 10 out from their own line. 40 seconds out from half-time. There's a mistake. So the Titans should run to this scrum and try and get something. Try and get something here before half-time. Sam Friday with the error. Brad Myers in there with the tackle. Have they got anything?
Let's go, Brisbane.
They desperately need a try here, don't they? 24 seconds. What plan? 2, maybe 3 tackles. More than likely just the 2 if the ball finally gets out. It comes to Rogers. Steps inside Lockyer. Carroll and Thayer, they are there to tidy him up. 10 seconds to go. This will be the last play of the first half. Friend, there's a mistake from Tagatese, and that will be half-time. They had a chance. They came up with an error. Just their second incomplete set of the half. And what an amazing last 15 minutes for the Brisbane Broncos. They trailed 6-0 early, but they lead at half-time by 28 points to 10. Is now leading the Titans 28-10 at half-time in the first round of the playoffs. We're underway for the second half. Matty Rogers gets boot to ball, and Darren Lockyer is on the goal line, and Tony Carroll gets away from the shot there from Henderson. But Tagatese is there to wrap him up with Jordan Atkins, 15 out from the line. Very slow to his feet there, Tony Carroll, to play the football. And here's some fired-up defence from the Titans. Tagatese and Henderson involved, and Tony Carroll is not well in back play as Taylor takes it forward. And that would be a worrying start for the Broncos. Here's Hodges out of acting half. And just taking their time. There's Tony Carroll. Maybe a rib or shoulder injury in that first hit up, but he's not well. Now Lockyer with a kick, looking for a 40-20, but it's not near the touchline. It's covered there by Rogers, and the chase is good from the Brisbane Broncos.
Well, that's a set of defence that the Titans would have been looking for. Good set, forcing the Broncos to kick long from their inside their own 30. Not much the Titans have to do differently in this first half. In this second half, a knock on by Henderson, that doesn't help things. Very few mistakes. In fact, only 2 mistakes in that opening 40 minutes from the Titans. Henderson drops it early in the second half.
He might have dropped the football, and a few heads dropped, I think, too. If not out on the paddock, certainly in the coach's box. And the fans around the ground.
Well, when you trail by 18, you have to be nearly perfect.
Well, they weren't nearly perfect in the first half in terms of completions, etc., and they were behind by 18, so one would suggest they have to be perfect in the second half. Here's Parker taking it forward. Prince there to make the tackle. Tagatese as well, 30 metres out from the line. Carroll seems to have recovered. Nathan Friend holds on to make the tackle. Myers is there also. 25 metres away from the line, it comes to Wallace. Now Lockyer drifting across field. Lungi Sedu back on the angle. He then gets the offload to McCulloch. He throws the dummy. Lockyer taken out by Chris Walker in back play. You can see him there on the ground. There's a mistake from Hunt. McCulloch doesn't like what LaFranchi did. Here comes Lungi Sedu. They race from everywhere. The boys are getting a little bit fired up. And it was Chris Walker, the man, I think, that took Darren Lockyer out.
Yeah, well, Darren Lockyer is still on his backside, getting some treatment. There's Sedu getting the offload. Oh,
it was just a push.
Yeah, there was nothing in it. He made contact with him. But it hasn't hurt him.
No, it hasn't. It certainly hasn't hurt him.
Just after Darren Lockyer passed the ball initially, Chris Walker's come in and taken him out late. Okay. All right.
Well, he's pushed him late. He shouldn't have done it.
Your team's got the penalty there. Don't come in, throw punches or push or anything like that, all right? I don't want anything escalating. Right? We're going back to the previous. Darren Lockyer was taken out off the ball.
Can I just ask something?
Yeah.
How can he get taken out and in the first half one of our players get taken out and you give a try?
Mate, I'm not going back to the first half. I'm going back to this incident, and he's taken out, Scott, and that's what we'll deal with.
Well, there we go. It's a little bit different. Scotty Prince alluding to the fact that Chris Walker was actually shoved out of the road when Israel Folau ran through on that kick, but it was different. And while contact was made there with Darren Lockyer, it was minimal.
Oh. Well, Andy, Lockyer is, well, there's McCulloch and LaFranchi getting involved. Lungi Sedu is in there quickly as well. The boys are entitled to be fired up. There's Tagatese. Now, Darren Lockyer has played
300
Plenty
plus.
of test matches
Well,
and
he's-
state of origins.
He's played 300 plus first grade games too. All we'll say out of that is that he's earned his team a penalty.
To increase the lead to maybe 20. Hopefully this might fire the Titans up, get them back into the game. Here's Parker. From 20 metres out, 20 in from touch. He does add the extra 2. It is now 30 points to 10. The one thing in the Titans' favour is that there's still plenty of time. That could be a good or a bad thing.
That's
too,
on their side. That is on their side.
The scoreboard certainly isn't.
Well, it's 3 converted plus tries now with the Titans 4 behind. I don't know if John Cartwright expected this.
He's an old mate of yours. How would he be feeling at the moment?
Not good. Whether he was a mate or not mate. Wouldn't matter whether he was enemy number 1, he'd still be feeling ornery. Yes. And he does wear his heart in his sleeve. So we'll see, I'm sure, plenty of reactions, particularly if his side can get back into this game.
Friday plays it. And they need to get the football, don't they? And when they get it, they need to hang on to it. Dave Taylor has proven a handful, particularly down that left-hand side. And Frankie is there. Now here's Falau. How can they stop him scoring again? Can they get him towards touch? He does well to succumb to the tackle, a surrender tackle, and not go over the touchline. There's a solid shot from Preston Campbell, of all people, coming up with a terrific tackle on Parker. He tried to milk it. Wallace under pressure from Preston. Kicks, and Rogers has it 5 out from his own line. And the chase is good from Brisbane. They need to get with their kick here, don't they?
And they've kicked well all night, Brisbane. Peter Wallace, Andrew McCulloch, Darren Lockyer have all found the ground on their long kicks.
Gordon, 30 out from his own line, right in centre field. Friend at acting half. Now it comes to Prince. Tagatese with another juggle. And they've lost possession here, the Titans. Well, Sam Tagatese is not having a good night. His second touch and his second drop. And they are handing it to the Broncos on a platter. Hodges plays it. Here's Wallace. Parker is tackled 18 metres away from the line. McCulloch at acting half. Here's Wallace. Lockyer drifting across field. Taylor, good shot from Walker, forces the ball free. And now the Titans can survive. If they were to score there, the Broncos, that was curtains. Now they've made a mistake. It was an awful play, the ball, and a knock on. And the Broncos have come up with the loosen feed, 20 out from the Titans line. Well, they had 11 from 11. It's now 13 and 18, their completion.
Not very often that Darren Lockyer takes the wrong option, but that was hitting David Taylor. Then Matt Rogers, in his attempt to get a quick play the ball, gets no sort of play the ball at all and turns the ball back to the Broncos.
11 from 11, so that means 2 of their last 7 have been completions for the Titans. Lockyer. Here's Hodges. Rogers in front of him. He comes up with the tackle 15 metres away from the line. Yagi, 10 metres away. McCulloch at acting half. Now here's Wallace across field, back on the inside to Tony Carroll. And he's tackled 10 metres away from the goal line. Wallace comes down the short side. Thaida's there. Intercept. Is this the chance for the Titans? Down the touchline, Gordon. Here comes Wallace. Here comes Falau. They won't be able to get Kevin Gordon. The Titans, they say they're not done with yet. They are back in the game, maybe. It's a long way to go. But the longest journey starts with a smaller step. And there were hundreds of them there for Gordon. The Titans, they aren't done with yet.
Well, he rolled the dice, Kevin Gordon. They were short down the right-hand side. The pass intended for Justin Hodges, but Kevin Gordon's come in field, snatched it out of his hands, gone 100 metres. Darren Lockyer gives chase and forces Gordon to put the ball down out wide. There he is. Peter Wallace going to the line. Kevin Gordon knew it was on. The face ball, the long ball to Hodges. He's had a great season, Gordon. That's his 12th of the year. They got some great young wingers. Well, both teams on display tonight. Both sets of wingers, young and with big futures. Rogers, Chris Walker, the experienced men, Nathan Friend, issuing the instructions, what needs to happen if they're to get themselves back in this game.
Well, that could be the turning point now. Because they look like scoring there, Brisbane. The Titans have gone down the other end. Can Scotty Prince convert to get it back to 14? Tagateezy's come from the field for the Titans. John Cartwright has had enough there. Here's Scotty Prince. He has hooked it and it's missed to the left. He's hit the upright once and he's missed there. Goal kicking proving costly so far tonight.
He's tackled, he's going up to play the ball. Another set, mate. Advantage taken. Okay? Just make sure you're behind. You might not agree, but that's it.
Scott Prince and Ben Cummins exchanging pleasantries there while the replays were on before Prince lined up the attempted conversion.
And they were talking about, Scott Prince was talking about the advantage not being taken with the Broncos dropping the ball and Matt Rogers then dropping the ball from the play the ball. Scott Prince arguing the fact that, well, we didn't really get an advantage there.
It's an interesting one. I understand the point.
Well, when you look at sides having to travel forwards 10 metres for an advantage to be taken, it can go across the field 30 metres.
Does that mean 4 tackles and you gain 5 metres and you drop it, we come back? That's where they dig a hole by saying 10 metres. Minicello now. 15 short of the halfway line. Here's LaFranchi at McCulloch. A little bit of a spring in the step here.
Oh, that's what they needed.
Get over! Quick! Chris, we don't need you. Andrew against you. Quick!
Well, now we're livening things up a little bit.
Penalty late in the tackle count. LaFranchi charges straight at McCulloch. Taylor over the top.
Andrew, that one was against you. Got to get back to 10,
Now, I told you we'd get a reaction from Johnny Cartwright.
Here's LaFranchi. See if they go in here again, won't that give us a grandstand finish? There's still plenty of time. Here's Myers. Good defence there from Lungi Setu. He's still going. Grizzly Adams is now 6 metres away from the line. The Titans fans have finally got something to cheer about. Here's Prince away from Thaiday, popping it back to Friend, and Friend is now tackled 3 metres away from the line. Rogers an acting half short ball. Henderson, he thought about throwing the ball. He held onto it a metre out from the line. Here's Prince behind Preston Campbell, dived upon by Hodges. They've blown an opportunity. Now Hodges is going to be penalised. He has to be. He has to be. There's no option. He has to be penalised.
I said leave him. Go hell, there's a player there. Well, I'm not debating. Off you go. Go! I'm not debating.
Once a hand is placed upon him, that's a tackle. The referee was 2 metres away from him and said, play it. What's he supposed to do? Here go the Titans. Minicello almost through the tackle. He's only 2 metres away from the line. Friend at acting half. He's trying to milk it there, Minicello. It comes here to Prince. David Taylor's the world's fastest front rower, surely, to get up there and knock that ball down.
Well, knock on from David Taylor, so the Titans will get the scrum and feed.
I want to be careful of the referees. They don't lose control.
Well, there's plenty of Broncos having their say out there. We've already had the Titans.
You'd hate to see someone sin bin.
Here we go.
No, that's a blood bin, I think. You'd hate to see someone sin bin
For shooting their mouth off.
Exactly.
Well,
I'm surprised Ben Cummins is the senior referee over a test match referee and actually Klein World Cup final running referee. Now it comes here to Rogers with a little bit of a juggle, but he got it back. And the Titans are 10 metres away from the line. Rogers very slow to his feet. Now Myers. And he is tackled. You see Matt Rogers there. He's had grip problems as well as hamstring throughout the year. Now it comes to Preston Campbell. Here's Scotty Prince. Great tackle. Israel Folau came off his line. Now here's Friend out of acting half. Grizzly Adams into a hole. They are coming back. They can hear footsteps for Brisbane Broncos. The Titans, they are on their way back. 27 to go. They're back to within 12, and shortly it will be a 10-point ball game.
He has been a standout for them, Nathan Friend. Brad Myers, who missed last week's game against Manly down at Brookvale, comes up with an important one. 30 points to 18. Kick to come under the post. Great ball, Nathan Friend. Across the face of one of the Titans. Hits Brad Myers. The defence not great from Brisbane. Between a couple of the Broncos there, Brad Myers strolled through to put the ball down. The Titans off the back of some pressure. Both teams don't want to get too frustrated and lose their heads with the decisions. Prince makes sure of it.
He adds the extra 2, and it was 28 points to 10 at half-time. And when they kicked the penalty goal to make it 30 points to 10, the Titans were just about at death's door. They are well and truly back now, and there's your old mate, Johnny Cartwright.
Likes pulling that whip out.
He does. I hope it's a
Don't hit it every
one.
No, only hit it every third strike too.
Otherwise, we'll have another strike. Here comes Corey Parker with the restart. Preston Campbell, important set here for the Gold Coast Titans. And Henderson plays it 20 metres out from his own line.
Well, just think if the Titans had have got through their earlier sets, they started the second half terribly. Down by 18, and they failed to complete 3 or 4 of their sets and gave the Brisbane Broncos great field position.
And here's another penalty strip. Darren Lockyer came up for the big shot. Minicello bounced away, and Clinton is on the field, and Hodges have come up with the strip, and the Titans will get down the other end on the back of the penalty.
Well, Justin Hodges, the man that put the ball on the arm on the ball and pulled it free. Bailey, good metres.
3 Broncos there in the tackle, 40 metres out from the line. Here's Myers, been terrific off the bench again for the Titans tonight. How good has Nathan Friend been for them? Links up here with Preston Campbell. Wallace there to make the tackle, 22 metres away from the line. Quick play the ball. Prince now Rogers, LaFranchi, quick hands, Walker. Don't look past down the touchline, they go Mead. He's only a metre away from the line. Terrific tackle, who was it? Corey Parker. Now it comes here to Rogers, under pressure from Setu. The kick, it just missed the upright and just goes over the dead ball line. Greg Alexander, it's a game of inches. That hits the goal post pad. It could have been a try.
Well, how well did Matt Rogers do there? Great pass, and here's Chris Walker, the no-look flick out to Mead. Some defence there, Corey Parker underneath, Carmichael Hunt over the top. Matt Rogers did a great job just to elude one of the Brisbane players that were putting some pressure on him, and the ball didn't sit up for the Gold Coast Titans. The Broncos allow it to roll dead. Scott Prince getting some attention. The tap taken by Wallace. Kenny now forced back by some of the Titans. Myers amongst them.
25 minutes still to go in the game. 24 minutes to go in the game, so there is still plenty of time. And Darren Lockyer, Carmichael Hunt, Justin Hodges, Israel Folau, Peter Wallace, the big players will try and start to stand up here for the Brisbane Broncos. There's a sloppy play the ball by Carmichael Hunt, not called up by the referee as Alex Glenn is on the field and is now tackled. He's lost the ball. Was it a strip? It was.
Hands on the ball.
Well, they might have been fortunate to get away with that play the ball, the Broncos, but there's no doubt there's a Gold Coast arm in there pulling it free. I saw a play the ball last night pulled up that wasn't as bad as that one.
We've seen plenty pulled up that weren't as bad as that one. But it gives an opportunity here for Brisbane for some settling points. Joel Clinton, he's been busting to get out there. And he's finally tackled 23 metres away from the line. Glenn at acting half. Now Lockyer gives it to Kenny. And Kenny is tackled right on the 20-metre line, down the Titans' end of the field. It's been an absorbing battle. There's still plenty to come. Hunt, well-read defence. Luke Bailey, 10 out from the line. It comes here to Wallace. He's got Clinton off his shoulder. He doesn't use him, and Myers and Bailey bring him to ground 2 metres away from the goal line. They're short to the left, the Titans, but the Broncos come to the right. It comes to Carmichael Hunt. Sam Friday was there in the way. There were players colliding everywhere. Now Hodges, he's over. Has he got it down? He's been held up. Did he get it down? No. He was held up. The referee was right on the spot. I thought for a moment he may have worked his way over.
Minicello, Jordan Atkins under Justin Hodges. That big step put him into some space there. He got around Matt Rogers. Tackle 5.
Here's the kick. Where's Israel Folau? Here he comes. Rogers in his in-goal area. It was just a fraction too far from Darren Lockyer. It was well directed, the crossbar on the upright. But Sam Friday could easily have been penalised for taking out Preston Campbell there.
Well, he tried desperately to get out of the road, Sam Friday. He stopped on his run, but he did make contact with Preston Campbell. I don't know if we went upstairs, I'm sure that one would have been disallowed. They had a chance to really do some damage there, the Broncos.
Here's Walker near the touchline, and Folau almost forces him over at eastern touchline. He tries to milk it there, Chris Walker. It comes to Prince, now to Harrison, Myers, Campbell, cuts out Bailey to Minicello. Here comes Thaiday, now down the touchline they go. Kevin Gordon for the corner, he's over. Hang on to your hats, we ain't done with yet on the Gold Coast. John Cartwright almost jumps out of the box. Here comes the Gold Coast. 30 points to 24 with a kick to come. What a remarkable game of rugby league here on the Gold Coast.
Ashley Harrison's ability to offload the ball started this for the Titans. There was a Preston Campbell pass that went across the face of one of his teammates, and that put Minicello in some space. It was a quick hands out to Kevin Gordon, who has got the ability just to go straight to the try line, the quickest route to the try line. He finds it and gets across for try number 2. Kevin Gordon, after running 100 metres for an intercept. They did a great job to hold up Justin Hodges, only tackles earlier in the in goal. From that, the Titans find space, and then they've got a chance their arm, and they did. Ashley Harrison to Myers. Preston Campbell, the money ball, put the Titans into space. Wow.
How important is this kick now to make it 4 points the difference? There's still 20 minutes to go, Brandy. They were down by 20. The biggest ever comeback in finals history is 18. Newcastle against Parramatta back in 97. Brad Myers is off. Sam Thaiday is off. Here's Prince. All of his kicks have been out here almost.
He's got to get this one then. He's had plenty of kicks from this side.
Well, he's hit the upright, remember, as well. Here he comes, Scotty Prince. He struck it well. He struck it magnificently. It's got the legs. And can you believe it? The Gold Coast Titans, about 15 minutes ago, were down by 20. They're now down by 4. The Brisbane Broncos, Greg Alexander, they got the wobbly boot on, and it's a ground record crowd of 27,227. And what a game they're seeing.
Here we go. 27,000. The crowd were kept quiet in the 15 minutes before half-time. They're certainly back into it now. 4 points in the ball game. Bailey.
15 out from his own line. Here's Minicello. Sims is there to make the tackle, I should say. He is on the field replacing Thaiday. Glenn is still out there as well. So too Clinton. Matt White is back. He falls at the feet there of the tackle of Kenny. Now Friend out of acting half. The Titans chant, which hasn't been here for ages, is now back up. This has just been a remarkable comeback from a team playing in their first ever finals appearance as the Gold Coast Titans. Now it comes here to Bailey. Bailey, the interceptor, Folau. He's away. Here come the chasers, but Israel Folau is over for a hat-trick. Luke Bailey threw the ball, and here is another twist in the tail. 34 points to 26 with a kick to come, but there is still time for either side to win this game. Israel Folau, 3 tries.
Just when you thought the Titans A bit of momentum. Bailey takes the tackle, looks to offload. Chris Walker standing there. Folau had kept pushing up and put himself in the Titans' attacking line. The pass from Bailey. Well, it didn't look that bad, but the Folau, he'd read it. He kept pushing up, found himself in there, and then had enough speed. David Mead was making ground pretty quickly. Folau, those outstretched arms.
How important is that conversion attempt to hit the upright from Scotty Prince? It's 8 the difference, which means the Titans have to score twice.
There's his hat trick.
What's that now? About 35 tries in 4 games against the Titans. For Israel Folau, who scored 10 tries in 4 games against them. Last time they met, he scored 4 tries.
Probably had no right to be there either. Just did a great job to push up into the Titans' face. He was the only Brisbane Bronco anywhere near the ball. And that's all they needed.
Here's Parker from a couple of metres in from touch. 25 metres out. He's been kicking magnificently tonight, but not on that occasion. And it is 8 points the difference. Let's see what the Titans have got after that body blow, and that would be a real body blow.
Yeah, you just wonder if that hasn't taken the sting out of the Titans.
Nathan Friend doesn't deserve to have a losing side tonight, does he? 25 tackles, 4 hit-ups created around that acting half area as Rogers gets the restart. Drills this one low, and the bounce is nice for Lockyer. Here comes Joel Clinton, and Frankie is there to meet him. Bailey and White are there as well, and also involved in the tackle, getting up as Ashley Harrison. And Clinton couldn't get it past the 10-metre line. Now here is Kenny, and he's tackled 15 metres away from his own line. Important set here for Brisbane. They don't want to make an error down here to give the Titans possession and field position. Taylor is playing the ball 23 out from his own line. Glenn is now tackled 30 metres out. Will they kick early? No, they're going to go to the last as Sims brings it 15 short of the halfway line. Inside their 40-metre line, they'll be kicking. Wallace is back on the 30. The chase is coming up to put pressure on him. He gets the kick away, not looking for a 40-20, straight down the middle of the park. Rogers has got it, gives the ball to Mead, and Mead returns at 35 out from his own line.
Okay, they've just got a chance there. They've got to continue to chance their arm, the Titans. They've got to look for second phase play, offload the ball as much as possible. The Broncos, they're tiring. And there's been space around the ruck all night.
So the Titans are up towards the 40. And they can't forget that the try that the Broncos just scored was completely against the run of play. Here's Walker one-on-one with Folau, who does well to make the tackle, and Wallace is there to tidy up. Last tackle here for the Titans. Rogers calling for a kick. Here comes the kick from Prince. It's a terrific kick. The chase, though, wasn't terrific. He's done magnificently well to get out of his own in-goal area, Yao Yi, and get the ball back into the field to play. How did he do it?
Well, the kick was an absolute cracker from Scott Prince. He couldn't have placed it any better. The Gold Coast Titans, Matt Rogers coming through. Yao Yi gets a hand on him. Preston Campbell misses him. And the rest of the chase just not there. They needed to nail the Broncos.
There's the completion rates, 21 of 28 for the Titans, and the Broncos only 7 incompletes as well. Look at that, 7 line breaks for the Titans, just 2 for Brisbane. It's 6 tries to 5. Here's Lockyer, not played out by Atkins, I don't think. The referee agrees it will be a loosened feed here to the Gold Coast Titans.
Well, they just ran themselves out of space there, the Broncos. Darren Lockyer, no room at all, really, to get the kick in. The Broncos give the Titans a reasonable start to this set. Only 10 shy of halfway.
Prince taking his time to feed the scrum. Preston Campbell behind Harrison. Away from Parker, not away from Wallace though.
Well, they're little men. Matt Rogers, Scott Prince, Preston Campbell just have to continue to take
Walker. He's straight through. He's got Carmichael Hunt to beat. He can't beat Carmichael Hunt, who comes up with a shoulder charge. 25 metres out from the line. Now here's Preston Campbell. Now here's Prince. He steps. Great tackle there from Glenn. Preston out of acting half. Nathan Friend, the runner, driving tackle there. Terrific tackle, David Taylor, big man on little man. Harrison to Prince, Minicello, Lockyer there with a great tackle, 5 out from the line. It's the last tackle here for the Gold Coast Titans. Atkins at acting half. Now Prince kicks the ball, it's in the in-goal area, and they get it back into the field of play somehow again, the Brisbane Broncos. Carmichael Hunt has come up with it.
Yeah, he was perfectly positioned for that one. Scotty Prince getting his foot on it twice, but Carmichael able to pick it up and get enough yardage out of the in-goal area to give Brisbane a start to their set. Tackle 3, but just outside the 10.
With 12 minutes of play remaining, Titans have 4 interchanges left, Brisbane 3. There's Lockyer going wide to Taylor, Preston, and also Chris Walker there. They can't bring him to ground, but LaFranchi comes over to assist. Last tackle here for the Broncos. Lockyer is waiting for the ball at first receiver. He kicks a terrific kick. Rogers is down there, 10 out from his own line. The chase is led by Wallace. Rogers gets away from him. He gets away from another, but not away from the tackle there of Antonio Winterstein. Mead, 15 short of the halfway line. Friend, now it comes to Prince. Not many troops out here. Minicello with a little bit of a juggle. The tackle there from Hodges, 10 short of the halfway line. Friend at acting half. Dummies to the blind, comes to the open, and Matthew White is there. 5 metres short, a couple of metres short of that halfway line. 2 tackles left in this set. Grizzly Adams is getting ready to come back on as Bailey is under pressure here from the Broncos defence. A couple of metres over the halfway line, he'll play the football. Prince, dummies to kick, decides to run, and the ball was knocked out of his hand, then kicked out on the full. A knock on by the Titans. It'll be a changeover.
Yeah, disappointing finish to the set there. David Taylor put some pressure on Scott Prince. The dummy to kick, and then tried to get them on the outside, but Taylor had enough speed, knocked it down out of his hands.
So Brisbane, the clock will soon become an enemy as well for the Titans as we click over to 10 minutes of play remaining. Sims plays it. Glenn is tackled, 40 metres out from the Titans line. 3 tackles left in this set. Wallace to Thaiday. He runs at Atkins. Minicello makes the tackle. 30 metres away from the line, Parker tries to push away from Minicello. The Broncos thought he was offside. The referee said no. Here's Wallace, the kick. Another tester here for Mead. It's too deep though. Mead is there, takes it well in the in-goal area, and then throws the ball at Israel Folau, who I thought was entitled to put him on his backside. I don't think Israel's too worried about it. They do lead by 8, and it just means it slows the play down. He's entitled to make the tackle.
Well, he probably is, but the play is finished once he takes the ball.
Dave, come on, mate, come on.
There was no force in the hit from Folau anyway.
Here's Henderson, back out. Oh, a shot over the top from Ashton Sims has put Michael Henderson on his backside, but he's straight to his feet.
Well, he hasn't had much game time, Sims, but he's done well.
Here's an opportunity. Walker into a little bit of space. Wallace is there to tidy him up. They're on the charge here, the Titans. They need to score soon. 40 metres out. They trail by 10. There's 9 to go. Prince, the kick over the top. Here they come. David Gleam gets the rebounds, and he's going to score underneath the black dot. And they are not done with yet, the Gold Coast Titans. Greg Alexander, what a game this has been, and what a try that was. Is that the best we've seen tonight?
How many twists and turns have we got in this semi-final? What a great kick from Scotty Prince. Terrific awareness down the short side again, where they just come from. All Broncos defenders up in a straight line, no one at home. The bounce was perfect for Mead, who only seconds ago caught the ball in his own in-goal area.
The conversion attempt that hit the upright for Scott Prince in the first half will be the difference between these two sides with 8 minutes to play. Scotty Prince from right in front. They trailed by 20 into the second half, the Titans. They are back to within 2. Can you believe this? There is still plenty of time. And the Broncos, we mentioned before, they have the wobbly boot on.
Yeah, down the short side, Scott Prince realised that all the defence from the Broncos was up in a straight line. There was no one in the backfield. Johnny Cartwright down on the sideline.
Well, he can't jump out from there, can he? He can't just jump out the window. He's safe on the ground. Oh, that's gone backwards from Preston. Yes, the referee says it did. Now Henderson through the tackle of Kenny, but not away from Thaiday. Preston Campbell out of acting half to Atkins. Thought the marker may have been offside. Some good metres here from the Gold Coast Titans. The Titans chant comes again as Henderson takes it forward up towards the 40-metre line. What a game we have seen. Friend in at acting half now. Slowish play the ball. Harrison, it comes to Rogers. Now to Prince. On the inside to Myers. Myers then back to Rogers. He's knocked it on and it's into the hands of Ashton Sims.
They'd made great metres. They probably did need to throw the pass. It just wasn't taken by Matt Rogers. Brad Myers half getting through the gap there on the inside.
McCulloch out of acting half. He's up towards the 30-metre line. There is 6 minutes of play remaining. The Titans, you'll think, mate, they will have 3, maybe 4 more sets in the game.
They'll need to score again to win this game. I don't think they can take this 34 points and shut the game down yet. There's too much time left. Preston, some pressure on Lockyer, makes the tackle.
2 tackles left in the set as Lockyer plays it now. Hodges out of acting half. This time Minicello wraps him up. It's the last tackle. Can they get a repeat set here, the Brisbane Broncos? Where's Israel? Here comes Falau. It's off the hands, I think, of the Brisbane Broncos. But Mead's come up with it. He's got an opportunity here. But Lockyer comes up with a very important tackle. A Gold Coast player has been knocked senseless in back play. I'm not sure who it is. And now they're 20 metres down from the line. It's Matt Rogers. They need him up and they need him involved in the play. Here's Henderson now put on his back. 30 metres out from the line. They can go the distance here, the Titans. They've shown that before. Intercept again. Dave Taylor is going to seal the game for the Brisbane Broncos. Can you believe it? The Gold Coast Titans have thrown 2 intercepts and they've handed this game on a platter to the Brisbane Broncos. 38 points to 32. The kick will win the game for Brisbane. A gallant comeback by the Titans, but they have gifted it to Brisbane.
Well, I can't believe that. I cannot believe that the 2 tries we've seen from the Broncos in this second half have been intercepts and have come from absolutely nowhere. David Taylor just watching the inside. Scott Prince looking for Chris Walker. Taylor stays there. He's in the line. Prince desperate to get the ball back on the inside. Didn't see the big man hovering there, as the other co-captain did to give Israel Folau passage to the line. It's been the captains. Luke Bailey throws an intercept pass. Scott Prince throws an intercept pass. And the Broncos get out of trouble somehow, just when the Titans were coming to get them.
Unbelievable. There's Matt Rogers, not well. They've called time off.
I think he's just fallen awkwardly.
Fallen awkwardly, I think, on his neck. I hope he's okay. He's moving reasonably well.
There was plenty of movement from Matt Rogers, and we saw it earlier. So he is moving. Look, everyone up for the ball. And I think Matt Rogers is there. Well, he just disappears out of screen there, but there's no doubt that he's landed. The force is on his head.
Very awkwardly. If Corey Parker kicks this goal, it will be the most points ever scored in a semi-final, or equal the most points scored in a semi-final. Brisbane and St George Illawarra in 2001, 44 to 28. That result, this will be 40 to 32. Well, what a remarkable game. Time off is being signalled while Rogers is being attended to. 4.5 to go. He's got to kick this, Corey Parker. He will kick it, you would think.
He'll kick this. This is 2 or 3 metres to the right of the upright.
Well, 27,227 have just been engrossed by this game, which was over at the 42-minute mark at 30 points to 10. And the 2 tries they've scored in the second half have been from intercepts.
At this end of the field too. At this end of the field. Here's
Josh Graham will come on.
Oh, geez.
For Matt Rogers. And Josh Graham hasn't seen any game time, and he'll come on with 4.5 to go. Good to see him walking off Matt Rogers. So Corey Parker, time has been called back on, and Corey Parker, who's had the ball set all that time, has now decided he needs to reset it and line it up again. And you can't blame him.
Well, that much has happened in this half of football. I've forgotten what's happened in the early part of the...
It was another game, really? It was another game.
There's been that many twists and turns in this second 40.
The only thing I felt, I woke up this morning in Melbourne, and been to Brisbane, and now coming out the Gold Coast. I don't know where I am. Here's Corey Parker. Chris Walker leaning on the upright, trying to put him off as much as he can. But they were never going to put Corey Parker off. There can't be another twist in this story, can there?
Well, you
40 points
so.
to 32,
Under
3.5 to go.
Yeah, 3.5 left. You wouldn't think Scott Prince will go for the short kick-off.
I think so.
Matt Rogers, a nasty fall. Now he's going to put it deep.
Hoping to force an error, maybe. And here's Lungi Setu, who returns the football. And that ball's come out the back. That must have been stripped, surely. Setu wasn't going to pass it. Now it comes to Thaiday. And he's tackled 22 metres out from the line. I mean, no fancy stuff here as Harrison seemed to slow that play the ball down there. Now Dave Taylor almost juggled it, or did juggle it and almost lost it. And he's tackled 30 metres out from the line. I think the Titans would need to clear the ruck as quickly as possible when they make the tackle. Now Parker up towards the 40, tackled 2 metres shy of that mark. Well, they really have been their own worst enemy tonight, the Gold Coast Titans. 2 intercept tries and a drop ball by David Mead, gifting another to Israel Folau. Chris Walker back at fullback in the corner with some work to do. Succumbs to the tackle and is 10 metres out from his own line. I think he thought about a little bit of a chip over the top and a regather there.
I'm sure plenty of things just flashed through Chris Walker's mind there. In the end, he decided just to hit the ground and take the tackle.
Well, this win by Brisbane will make Manly very nervous. Now it comes to Prince, who dummies back on the inside. They need to score from this set. They need to score on this tackle or the next. And that hit up is not going to do it, as Harrison is tackled. They need something fancy from here. Prince now just kicks the ball down the other end of the field, and it will go over the dead ball line, which the Broncos are delighted about. Got to say, Greg, a little bit strange that last play.
Well, with 2.5 left, we're just under 2 minutes left now. Kicking the ball dead, probably not what you were looking for. Preston Campbell would have been the man I would have tossed it to.
You might as well get
chip.
You might as well get them 46-32 as 40-32. Setu plays the ball, but it's just been an engrossing game right from the start. Ground record crowd. The Titans' first ever semi-final appearance. And they're 10 metres short of the halfway line now, the Broncos. And the clock winds down. Hodges.
Unless something extraordinary happens tonight and tomorrow, the Titans will be around next week.
They will, you would think. There's less than 60 seconds remaining. McCulloch, that's off the hand there, I thought, of Hodges. May have been knocked on, it was, so it'll be a changeover. Off the hand of Justin Hodges, who stuck it out before it went into touch. Now here's Bailey. Surely they've just got to throw caution to the wind. They can't win unless it's an 8-point try.
Well, they can't.
We'll get a golden point.
But, it's safe to say that it's over.
They can't win, but we can get a golden point. If we see one of the rarities, the 8-point try, which we have seen a couple of times this year. Prince back down the short side. Myers back to Walker. Walker back to Prince. Prince now kicking for Preston Campbell. He's knocked it on there, Hodges. Off the legs of Prince, and Hodges comes up with it again, but it was a knock. It was a knock on by Hodges shortly, but it doesn't matter. The siren sounds, and the 6th place Brisbane Broncos have beaten the 3rd place Gold Coast Titans and spoiled little brother's party at home. Full time at Skilled Park. Brisbane 40, live to fight another day. The Titans 32.